Well, hello, it's good of you to join us again today. You know, when the serpent tempts the woman to sin in Genesis chapter 3, he causes doubts to enter her mind as to the integrity of God and the seriousness of disobeying him. As she examines the forbidden fruit, it doesn't look deadly, it's mouth-watering. How could a good God prohibit such a beautiful thing? Think of the insight it could bring to liberate us from dependence upon our Creator. Somehow Eve thought that by disobeying God's command, she would become more like God. Eve was deceived, and Adam forsook his responsibility. He was conspicuously silent and did nothing. He didn't seek to stop her from taking the fruit. Indeed, he also ate the fruit which she gave him. As the God-appointed head, Adam bore the primary responsibility to lead their partnership in a God-glorifying direction. Satan had struck at Adam's headship, effectively telling Eve, "You decide, Eve, you lead the way." God first calls the man, not the woman, even though she sinned first, indicating the man's ultimate responsibility. They tried to hide from God, to elude God's presence. But of course, there's no place to hide from sin, or indeed from God. God sees everything. He's omnipresent, all present. He's everywhere present at the same time. God now calls man and woman to account for their sins. Have you eaten from the tree from which I commanded you not to eat? The man blames the woman and God himself. It's all your fault. Obviously, she wasn't suitable for me after all. What was I supposed to do? God then calls the woman to account, and she blames the serpent. Now, realizing that the serpent misrepresented reality, including God's original command and the serious consequences of disobeying God. It's the devil, not God, that is a liar. As John 8:44 says, "He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. He is a liar and the father of lies." God pronounces separate judgments on the serpent, the woman, and the man. Each are responsible for the sin that now separates man and woman from God. The consequences of the sin and ensuing judgments on the man and woman relate to their primary realms of responsibility and role. The woman's responsibility was to bear children, to fulfill the command, to be fruitful, and the man's primary role was in working and caring for the garden. Now, because of their sin, the world has changed forever. And yet, foreseeing all of this, God, because of his love for us, promises a Messiah, one who would crush the head of Satan, one who would bring redemption to fallen man. In the darkest of days, Jesus Christ, the light of the world, would shine upon us. Thank you.